Welcome everyone. Today is December the 4th, 2024, and I am going to show you what I made, which is so simple, easy, and cheap for the collaboration Gifts from the Home. This collaboration is hosted by Tina at Life in the Piedmont. So if you are not already subscribed, head on over to her channel and you can click on playlists and look for Gifts from the Home, and all of the videos from each of the channels in the collaboration will be posted there. Make sure you check them out. I'm also going to put a list in the description of this video of all the channels involved and the day that their videos come out, so you can head on over to their channels individually and make sure you check out their videos. Also, make sure you like and comment on any of the videos that you watch in the collaboration. So if there's a giveaway, then you have a chance on winning a prize. And you'll also want to keep an eye out on Life in the Piedmont of her posts and the live section. So at the end of the collaboration, when everyone's posted their videos, if there's a giveaway, then it should be posted in the live. So it'll let you know when the live is going to be, so you don't miss that. And I am going to show you something that I've actually never done before. So I am here in my pajamas, my Christmas pajamas, and I made this morning to try it out. This is a cinnamon salt dough. No, you do not want to eat this. So it tastes nasty. Yeah, you're not going to want to eat this. So this is for making ornaments or something that you can give to somebody as just like a sentimental something, or just a craft. So it's great for kids. It's also good for adults who like to be creative. So all you need is 3 cups of flour, 1 cup of ground cinnamon, 1 cup of salt, and then 1.5 to 1 3/4 cups of water. That's it. But there are options. So I will start by saying that if you have any old flour, like that's not really fresh, you don't want to use it in your cooking that you're going to eat, but you don't want to throw it away because it's a waste of money, then use that because we're not eating this. So I have my flour that I forgot to put in the freezer and it's been sitting out for months. So I'm using my old flour, and then I'm also not going to use my Ceylon cinnamon. It's expensive. So I got the cheap ground cinnamon from the store. I'm just using that. And you can just use the cheapest table salt you can get from the store. You don't need to use your expensive Himalayan pink salt or anything like that, because we're not eating this. So if you do not like cinnamon smell, or if you don't want a brown dough, if you want it white so that you can be creative and you can paint on it, you can paint on this too, but if you want a white dough, then don't add cinnamon. You can have no fragrance dough, and you can add whatever it is you like. So if you want no fragrance, plain white, do that. But you can also add essential oils. So if you want white dough and you want a specific fragrance, you can try doing that. And you can also add like nutmeg and any seasoning that you want that will give it a nice fragrance if that's what you like. So a lot of options. You don't have to follow the recipe exactly. You don't need a cup of cinnamon. That's just optional. But I will say, if you're not going to put a cup of cinnamon, then I would adjust your water, because you don't want it to be very wet. So this dough, it kind of is like a biscuit dough. You want it to have just enough water to hold it together, and that's it. So I put all my ingredients in this. Well, it's not it's advertised as a food processor, but it came with the Ninja blender. It's not a food processor. It doesn't have the metal discs at the top, and they don't make them for this model. So it's actually only good for like dough. And there is a metal blade you can put in here if you want to chop vegetables, but it doesn't shred or slice anyways. So I already did this. and it made a lot of dough. And so what I did is I divided it into 3. I cooked up 1/3, I rolled out 1/3, and the rest is in here for later. So this is just a plastic blade that comes with the this, not even a food processor, this dough processor. And so you don't have to use a processor. You can just put it in a bowl. It's perfectly fine. So I mixed my dry ingredients together, then I added the water. And you want a dough like nice. It's not hard, like rock hard, but it's not soft. Like I'm pushing as hard as I can. And yeah, so you want to make sure that it does have a hard texture to it, but not too hard. So I will tell you, I needed this a lot because it's a bit hard to work with. But like I said, you don't want to add too much water. So that just gives you an idea of the texture of this one. So that's done. So then what I did is, you can have any size you want. So if you want a thickness of 1/4 inch, use that. If you want real thin or thick, it's up to you. What I did is I took the 2 rings off the end of my roller and I just put it at 1/4 inch, just to experiment. And this is what the 1/4 inch looks like for me. And that's pretty good. I'm happy with it. So I rolled this out to 1/4 inch. But I will tell you, this was the top part. So when I rolled it out, it looked like this, cracky and stuff. If you don't want all these cracks, what I did is I flipped it over and I'm just working with the bottom part. And it's so much nicer. So I'm going to use this side up, or like this side up, and I'm going to cut whatever you want to cut. You can use cookie cutters, you can use a knife, you can, if you want to make letters, if someone's name starts with a J, you can make a J and cut it out. So you can make name tags, anything. Cut out whatever shapes you would like, and then you put it on a cookie sheet and you bake it at 300 Fahrenheit for 30 to 60 minutes. You just want to make sure that it's going to be good and hard. So when it comes out, it'll probably still be a little soft. Just let it cool and it should be hard. Now, okay, so I experimented. This is the first time I've ever done this. So that's why I wanted to try it out first before I made my video. And so what I did is I used some biscuit cutters and I made some circles like this with an open in the middle. And you can take some ribbons and you can put ribbon around here and make a wreath. You could decorate this if you want to use icing and make a wreath. There's a lot of options, but I thought, well, you know, that's so simple and basic, I'll try that. So I cut out some shapes like that, but then I was thinking, you know, it's kind of plain. And yeah, you can use glue gun. If you're into crafts, you can, anything, you can spray glitter on them. That would be my choice. But you can just do whatever you like. So I thought, you know, this might be something to try. So I got some El Cheapo gummy bears at the dollar store. And I thought, you know, if I put some gummy bears in there and they melt, it might add a little color. And it's so just easy and simple, especially if you have kids. And so what I did is I made some extra of these and I put a gummy bear in the middle. It's just something simple and it adds a little color. But here's where it becomes a bit of a problem. So you definitely want to make sure you cook these first, and you want to make sure they're good and hard. See, it's not going to break. You want to make sure they're good and hard. So I did make sure I cooked them. And then after they were cooked, just before like I took them out, what I did was I put a gummy bear in the middle on the parchment paper. And then I let it melt. But I put too much in there. And so it didn't actually set. So if you want to try filling in the holes in your ornaments, I would just put maybe like a little piece, just enough to coat the bottom, like a half a gummy bear. I would not put 2 gummy bears. I learned from experimenting. So hopefully this will help you not have the same problems I had. So yeah, they did turn out, but I did have a slight issue with this one here. So I wanted to experiment in making a little house. And I thought this would be cute if it had like these little windows, and then you could put a name here, like a person's name or a family's last name. You can decorate it, all that kind of stuff. But I put too much gummy bears, and I don't know if you can see the back, but it just melted underneath it, and it was just a great big mess. So, lesson learned. If you don't want that, just put a tiny bit of gummy bear in there, and then as soon as it's melted, take it out of the oven and just let it set and get cold, and you should end up with something like this. So definitely less is better. So these are just some random things that I came up with. And what I did with the pieces that I cut out of here, I actually just put them in a circle, and I put a gummy bear in the middle. And that actually worked, to held it together like a little piece of glue almost. So, you know, that's just some simple, easy thing that I came up with. And then another idea is to make little sticks. And you could put someone's name down here. You could put, if you are giving out like meals in a jar, you could take some icing or paint, and you could put on here what it is that you have in the jar, and then you can attach it with a ribbon through the top part onto the jar. So, you know, they're just little keepsakes for people. You can, like I said, just, it's something where you'd want to be very creative and just try different things. So you can try making these, or you can use icing. If you wanted to make like little houses like this, you can give kids some icing and they can decorate little gingerbread houses, and you can give them away as gifts or put them on your tree for yourself. But there's a lot of options with this. And like I said, if you don't want brown, you can just omit the cinnamon, adjust your water, and it'll still do the same. So I hope this gives you some inspiration and some ideas on something that's really simple, cheap, and easy that you could do for your family or for gifts, to gift it to somebody else. And, you know, hot glue gun, and you could decorate these. If someone has a pet, or if you have a pet, you could actually imprint, like make like a paw here before you cook it. And you can even put like you can maybe kind of put the name on the bottom if you want. Or even after it's cooked, if you want to just do something like this, you could actually just put like the name in paint or icing, or get a hot glue gun and some jewels, and you could put a pet's name, or you could put a person's name, maybe put the year. You can be just really creative with these. There's so much you can do with them. But again, it's so simple, it's so easy, and it doesn't really cost much of anything. Especially if you have some old flour that you're just not going to want to use in the cooking that you're going to eat, then it's a great way to use that up. So I hope that this gives you some ideas, and if you decide to try this, then tag me, and I want to see how yours turn out and what ideas you come up with and how yours work out, and hopefully it's better than mine. But these are just some random ideas that I came up with this morning. So let me know how yours turn out, and show some pictures, post in your community section, and let us see what you've done with this recipe. And if you have made any changes, like no cinnamon, or if you added some essential oils, or any other adjustments that you've made, let us know. I look forward to next year if I'm invited again, because this is just something fun and easy to experiment with, and I enjoyed it. I love trying to find new things that I think are a really good idea and that would appeal to many other people. So I'm excited to try and figure out something for next year that might introduce people to something that they may not have known about, because I actually just learned about this last year. Growing up, I never even heard of this stuff. I'd never seen anyone do that. And I think this would have been really fun when I was little to do. I would have loved to do this. I would have had so much fun. And again, it hardly costs anything. So hope you like this, and I will see you on my next video.